All right, welcome to the Great Outdoor Bible Adventure. My name is Craig, and we are in Moose Camp in Newfoundland, Canada, an island off the coast of Labrador. And this is a post-hunt video, and I did get a moose. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the hunt and then a reflection from Scripture. I was carrying this rifle, so Winchester Model 70, and 264 Winchester Magnum. And I had hand-loaded a 140 grain Nosler Partition bullet. Excellent bullet. We hunted hard, probably covering 30 miles in 5 days, up and down, and glassing and everything. No, nothing could be further from the truth. Sometimes things happen quickly. I can't believe I'm saying this. I hunted a half hour and I got a moose. That's never happened before. Let me tell you the story. Welcome to the Great Outdoor Bible Adventure. All right, here's what really happened. It was day one of the hunt. We had just had breakfast, some eggs and bacon and everything, getting ready to go down to the boat, across the lake, and one of our glassing spots. And the anticipation was to get to one of these spots and start glassing. When moose are in the spruce like this, they are impossible to see. But when they come out into the yellow grass, that's where you can see them. And that was our goal, and hopefully find one. Well, I'm getting ready, and my guide, he goes out of the camp for a minute and makes a call, and he comes rushing back in to the camp, and he says, "Craig, there's a good bull right across the water from the camp." I said, "You're kidding me, no way." I grabbed my rifle and everything, and we start down this path, and we're not running, but I mean, we're not wasting time either. And we get off of the path, and we're crashing through all this, all these spruce and everything, and making a little noise, not trying to, but that's okay, because the bull probably thinks it's another bull. My guide had made a couple cow calls, and here comes this bull. He spotted him about 700-800 yards away, and he's coming. Well, we couldn't see him from where we were at. We had to crash through the spruces again, back onto the path, and down to the water, and I'll pick it up there at the water. So my guide and I raced down to right here, and you can see there's water in back of me, and the far shore there is probably, I don't know, 75-80 yards. And then you can see the yellow grass. Now from this shot that looks pretty narrow, but actually that yellow grass is, oh geez, 700-800 yards wide, would be my guess. And then there's the green, the spruce. And I said before, when they're in the spruce, they're very hard to see. But when my guide first called, that moose was in the yellow there, about 800 yards out, 700 yards. He made 2 calls, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to mess up anything in this area. Away he comes. By the time we got down here, he's only 300 yards out. My guide makes a couple more calls. He comes right to the edge of the water. We thought he was going to come in the water. And I put 2 rounds in the thoracic cavity, and one in there, and then the other one, he started to run. I hit him a little far back, but only ran about 20 yards and it was all over. So, sometimes it happens quick, saints. Now the meat will be divvied up. I'll take some of it home. Some goes to my guide. I know some is going to go to a widow lady in Newfoundland, and it all gets divvied up and put to good use. Moose meat can be very important to Newfoundlanders. So there's the hunt this year. It was the fastest hunt I've ever had. Now let's go into the Bible for some reflections from Moose Camp. After killing the moose and working the rut of the moose rut, this is September, began to think of things, began to think of creation, began to think about life in general. And I thought of the book of Job. Actually, I was reading it, and how Job was trying to figure out life and trying to figure out what in the world was going on in his life. He had experienced unspeakable tragedy. And then God appeared to Job. And he says this to Job in Job 38 and verse 4, "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation?" God laid the earth's foundation. "Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know." No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, other than that you did it. "Who stretched measuring lines across it? On what were its footings set, and who laid its cornerstone?" What, the earth has a cornerstone? I have no knowledge of any of this. Mankind has no knowledge of this other than to reject it. Let's read on. "Who laid its cornerstone while the morning stars sang together and the angels shouted for joy?" I don't know any of this. And one of the points made to Job, there was a couple points made to Job. We don't understand life. There are things that happen that just boggle the imagination. We can't figure it out. If you are wondering why God allowed this or God allowed that or whatever, join the club. What got Job through everything was not knowledge on why everything happened. It was his faith in God, and it was the presence of God in his life. I can't tell you why tragedy hit you. Can't figure it out, other than in the book of Job there is a Satan. But I can tell you this: the presence of God will see you through. All right, going back to Job 38, verse 4. "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundations? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know." And I began to think when my dad was an engineer. He was an engineer, and I remember when I was a kid especially, I remember blueprints all over the dining room and him figuring things out. These buildings don't build themselves, saints. And great construction firms don't just evolve on their own. There's a lot of planning to building a building, to building a company. So it is with the earth. There is a creator. This is not an accident. And then I thought of Job 39, because here I am in Newfoundland hunting the moose rut. And here's what God told Job in Job 39. "Do you know when the mountain goats give birth? Do you watch when the doe bears its fawn?" And I began to think of intelligent design, whether it's the moose or whether it's the white-tailed deer. They all breed in the fall. Gestation is all over the winter. And then their fawns or their moose calves are born in the spring, giving them the maximum time under the best of weather to grow and to grow strong to face the next winter. Intelligent design. Do you know the time they give birth? God is saying this to Job. "They crouch down and bring forth their young. Their labor pains are ended." This is Job 39. "Their young thrive and grow strong in the wilds." They grow strong and they thrive in the summertime and in the fall. And then it says, then they leave and do not return. And I thought of the white-tailed deer, especially the young buck. They grow and then they disperse. And that helps prevent inbreeding among the herd. All this is intelligent design. There is a creator, the rhythm of creation, the beautiful rhythm of the moose, of the white-tailed deer is telling you there is a God, and he loves you, and he watches over you. And if you have had tragedy in your life like Job, your answer is not going to come in knowing the whys of everything. Your answer is going to come in a presence. And it's the presence of God. When I was young, I remember a song we used to sing in our interracial church in the inner city of Pittsburgh. Went like this. By and by, Lord, when the morning comes, when the saints of God come rambling home, we'll tell the story how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. And we will. We'll understand it when we see Jesus. Now, we might not have understanding, but we have a presence that sees us through. This concludes this episode of the Great Outdoor Bible Adventure. God bless you from Newfoundland, Canada.